Hey!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Journey Through the Darkside. I'm your host, Daniel.
I'm Simon.
And, Simon, what is on tap today?
Capital Combat 1990. The
And
return of, or revenge of, or
the rise of, the origin of.
Fucking, it's the RoboCop pay-per-view.
Come with me, scum, dead or alive. I messed that line up. It don't matter, because guess what? They botch it way more than I ever would. So, what match are we going to look at today?
Well, of course. Mean Mark versus Johnny Ace.
Alright, so we got Mean Mark. Still has Theodore Long in his corner, and he's going up against Johnny Ace.
I gotta give my stats, dude.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Get your stats.
It's Capital Combat 1990, which took place on May the 19th. May 19th.
Ooh.
1990.
We know exactly what happened on May 19th. We don't discuss it.
Yeah.
He may be around here somewhere, but still.
We probably shouldn't even discuss this May 1990.
Probably
anyway,
not.
it came to you from Washington, D.C., from the D.C. Armory, and 7,500 fans were in attendance.
Damn. Not bad. Not bad for old, especially when you hear about the financial state of the company at this point. That ain't bad.
And your main event was Lex Luger, Ric Flair, again, for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
I always felt bad for
a
Luger.
steel cage.
You know what? People, quick side rant. People always gave shit to Luger, and I always felt bad for him in this era, because when I went back and watched these matches, it's like, dude, put the title on him. Like, seriously, put the fucking title on him. Maybe not here, because clearly it should go to Sting when he gets, after him and RoboCop have their side adventure. But it's like, man, this is overdue. But whatever, it is what it is.
We're going to talk about Luger
we'll definitely get to Luger at some point.
Time.
Yes, absolutely. But right now, we're talking about Mean Mark and Johnny Ace. Now, there isn't unless if you did some research, was there any kind of build-up per se to this? Or was this just exhibition?
I don't know. And that's the thing. Like, I hope,
And if you guys ever, say something, or we just flat out don't know, please feel free, because we're idiots on something.
And I'm going to be unprofessional and read directly from them sometime, because I'm just ill-prepared sometimes.
But if you guys would know stuff that we don't, please drop that shit in the comments.
For the most part, we do everything off the cuff, from the top of our head,
There it is.
Yeah, we're going to miss things.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially an era for me that I wasn't even watching.
Well,
I wasn't watching this.
I will say, yeah, we were both through and through overall WWF guys. We were
Hogan Warrior for me, no.
Absolutely, yeah. So, but here we go with this match. Now, granted, no legit build-up, but here's how I look at it. Because when I was a kid, and it was, at this point, I'm 5 years old. And actually, I'm probably 4. I'm about to turn 5 in 3 days. So, literally, as a kid, I just had to make sense of stuff in my head. And at this point, I did think it was real. Like, I won't deny that. 4 years old, fuck yeah, this shit was real. To me, though, I always thought it was a real sport. And when you watch it, it's funny. Like, you watch like WrestleMania matches, and everybody's like, who puts this match on there? This isn't a WrestleMania match. It's like, yeah, but you gotta remember, back in the day, these guys wouldn't have fought each other on Superstar or Wrestling Challenge. Back then, it was like all jobber matches. Yeah. So in my mind, I didn't know what a jobber was. I assumed that the roster was just vast and massive, and only the best of the best would win and work their way up. So if I'm looking at
how it was.
Exactly. And so to me, when I'm looking at this match, if I'm trying to make legit kayfabe sense of this, Mean Mark just got out of the skyscrapers. Like, that dissolved. It's over. But, of course, mass skyscraper went packing, but this guy, they collapsed. The skyscrapers collapsed.
Are we talking about mass skyscraper again?
You know what? You would not think we would, but god damn it, is he not just the greatest? So we'll bring him up.
We're going to put a pin in that.
We're going to end that right now. But, Mean Mark, retains Theodore Long as his manager, and he goes for a single run. Because once again, he's already got his tag team of Doom doing the tag team thing, but he needs a single guy, Mean Mark. So he's working his way up the ranks. Now, on the other side of that...
Real quick, Teddy Long is a manager.
You know what? I'm okay with it. I don't think he did a whole lot with skyscrapers or Mean Mark, but when you see him later on with Doom, he wasn't bad, actually. I did like him as a manager. So
because my original...
You're just like...
debut for Teddy Long was a ref.
Yeah.
In the WWF. Attitude Era ref. And then, eventually became like the
GM or whatever.
SmackDown or whatever.
Which would have run-ins.
Team matches.
Yeah. Player. Holla holla. Who would have a run with Taker, and you would think kayfabe-wise he'd be like, I was your fucking manager. Do you not remember back in 1990? And Taker's just like... he's like, oh shit.
But also, because managers don't get brought up a whole lot anymore these days. But it's like, I just want to say, like, And as I mentioned last week, hopefully you're following along with us.
If not, check it out.
As I mentioned last week, you know, that the match we reviewed was the first time I saw a Mean Mark match.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of firsts in there.
I was like, you're on the cross off law first time.
Watching, you know, Teddy Long as a manager, and like, not bad. Like he still seemed a little timid. He wasn't really, you know, he did some little interruptions and stuff, but that was like a no DQ match anyway. So
exactly.
It didn't matter. But a excellent. You know, I'd say really good, underrated.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean, he's not out there with the Cornettes and the Bobby Heenans.
Oh yeah, no, but that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, still underrated.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So now we go to Johnny Ace, who, you're prior to this, part of the Dynamic Dudes, skateboarding down there, throwing a frisbee, one of the worst fucking gimmicks ever.
Yes.
And I think even as a kid, I would have saw through this bullshit. Like, seriously, about who knows? I don't know.
Man.
Teenage Mutant Turtles, Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I'll probably been like, yeah, fucking Dynamic Dudes, baby.
Just stop. We would have
tore that up.
Yeah, we would have been Dynamic.
Neon green shirt, backwards hat. Oh yeah, I'm in.
So that's like I used to have those, like, I think the company was called like Volt or something. Outfits, and like they were like these neon green and pink and yellow, like
it was the 90s, guys. Don't judge us. So here's a guy who recently did a singles run in Japan. He's back, and I kind of feel like, you know, from a
good run in Japan.
Yeah, oh yeah, he definitely had better luck over there.
Yeah.
So from a kayfabe perspective, you got two guys who were former tag team artists, competitors, who are now thrust into singles competition, working way up the ladder, and now they intersect. And I feel like that is kind of a cool little story. It's like, you know, if you're you know, kayfabe, you're the booker, like, okay, look at the rankings. Well, me and Mark coming up, but so is Johnny Ace. That's interesting. Both former tag teams, throw them together.
Big guys.
Big guys, let's do this.
Yep.
Now,
big athletic guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the thing is, like, you know, Johnny Ace gets kind of a lot of shit, but honestly, talent-wise, he wasn't bad. I mean, he wasn't great, nothing, you know.
But like we were saying just a second ago, I think most of his shit comes from the Dynamic Dudes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what it is. In all honesty. See, and I didn't watch the recent run with him as GM or assistant to McMahon or whatever it was. The voice. It's funny because like everybody was doing this voice online. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I watched him like, oh, he does have a ridiculous voice.
John Laryngitis.
Yeah. Animal does not have that voice. What the fuck? Like, all right.
So Johnny Ace got his job anyway.
Oh.
I don't know. So now I'm just
gabbing. So anyways,
I know you're gonna see this. So sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Ace. He goes by Johnny Ace still, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about the match itself. Let's get to the actual. Johnny Ace comes out to this ridiculous Beach Boys style music.
Now, was that legit, or is this network dubbed music?
Well, the commentators were still talking, so I want to say it probably was legit, because I noticed that when commentators go silent, that's usually a good key of overdub. No commentator just like,
because that's what that
coming out.
Because
still,
even I've had the network for 5 years
now,
since day one.
Yeah, creation. Yeah, since the origin.
And you know, still never watched this stuff.
Yeah.
Still, you know, I would just watch what I was into. And but the biggest complaint I always heard was
dubbing.
The bad dubbing of music, and for this I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. And like I said,
so I just wonder if any of these like are dubbed music.
If you guys happen to know any of that, because we didn't watch it there, even if it is or isn't, I would have no perfect way of knowing because like I didn't watch it shit at the time. So it is interesting to note actually. So with WWF and Coliseum Home Video at the time, there'd be some slight editing. You know, they trim a little bit of matches here, or trim up on the matches, and sometimes, you know, and it doesn't happen a lot, but occasionally they would just omit a match completely. But WCW was known for this way worse, because they'd have these massive cards, and they're just like, okay, 12 matches, we're taking half of these fuckers out, because we just got to have the main stuff. So it's interesting to note that this match actually was not on the VHS release of Capital Combat, which to me is just kind of like, that's kind of shitty, because I'm thinking, like, you know, what if I was a WCW fan, and like, so, like, I didn't watch pay-per-views when I was a kid. I was very much a, let's go to my local mom and pop store, rent them, and watch them there. Exactly. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what if I was watching NWA at the time, or WCW, and I'm just like, man, Johnny Ace, he's a fucking dynamic dude, and he's fighting Mean Mark, man, I hope he takes that big bully down. 2 more months. I mean, the match happened, you know, but I can't wait to see it. And now I get the tape, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? So, just kind of an interesting little tidbit here. So, the match itself, why don't you go ahead and just let us know what you thought about it. What's some highlights from it, some stuff you liked, some stuff you didn't? Give us the breakdown.
There wasn't a lot to it. I mean, that's the one thing I can take from it. It was, I mean, I get what you're saying about maybe if on an off chance you were a Mean Mark fan or a Johnny Ace fan, like you'd be pissed.
The hardcore Johnny Ace fans were tore up back then.
You just bought this VHS and like,
just for a Johnny Ace Mean Mark match. Like fuck Flair and Sting, RoboCop. I want to see Johnny Ace versus Mean Mark,
but
oh shit,
there was probably a reason it was omitted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, sure. I mean, the match wasn't great. Like,
sorry, go ahead.
The match wasn't great. There was no build, no story, no, you know. But the match wasn't terrible either.
No.
Like I said, these are two big, agile, athletic guys. And at the time, as we mentioned last week's episode, Undertaker.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
It is, yeah.
Mean Mark was new.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 or 3 years in the business. And Johnny Ace also was pretty new. You know,
they even mentioned that in the commentary that both, you know, with
very,
under
you know,
3 years apiece.
They are performing at a very high rate already.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, and I don't know, and we'll get into that in future episodes, but had he stayed with WCW, maybe he would have been up there with Sting and Flair, and all that. But who knows? But anyways, you know, Johnny Ace, again, another first. I've never seen Johnny Ace. I always saw Johnny Ace when he was
Laurinaitis.
Doing stuff with WWE like within the last 10, 15 years. Or whatever the fuck. But pretty, you know, high flyer, really. High flyer for a big guy.
For his size,
you know,
a
lot of off, you know, a lot of cross bodies and
jumping over the rope and shit.
Jumping over the rope, absolutely. Like, excuse me, that was pretty good. I mean, that's really the only gripe about the match is it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You know, it's hard.
These shorter kind of.
I don't have a whole lot to say about some of these prequel episodes.
Yeah.
Because like, I found it hard to get into it.
Yeah.
And I apologize. And you know, and I'm watching them for the first time just recently.
Yeah.
So you have no frame of reference here, Donnie.
So I apologize if I don't have a whole lot. You know, I mean, I got notes, but like I don't want to just read off the notes.
Yeah.
You know, but you know,
that's fair. On my side of it, if I'm pointing out some highlights from this match, I love the fact that because you know
it's sad because I just watched these yesterday.
The ring announcer is like being led to the ring by Theodore Long. And at this point, Mean Mark's already out.
Well, it took a long time.
And so he's already like close to the like he's with them like throwing distance. And then here comes Theodore Long running. I'm just like, did you miss your cue, buddy? Like you got a match later tonight. Well, are you really like?
Even before that, the ring announcer, you know, and making his way to the ring, and there's a big long pause. The camera's there. There's some, you know, some smoke going.
And the weird thing too, also.
And then he comes out, Mean Mark, being a, you know.
Well, and if you look back too, they didn't even leave the ring from the first match yet. Kevin Sullivan, Bam Bam, and Cactus Jack are still in the ring. Johnny Ace comes out. He has to pass the hills, and then as they're walking out, and you're right, come to the ring, being led to the ring by Theodore Long, and it's just he's waiting, and then they're entering the entrance, and then he's finally coming out after they're gone. It's almost like he had to wait, like. The fuck? And it's just kind of like, who botched that? Like, what person just like hit the music and it's like, they're still out there. Hit the music, run it. It's like, all right, fuck it, hit play, you know. So
again, that main event's gonna go long.
Exactly, guys, just rush the shit right now. So yeah, that was kind of funny. Johnny Ace's fucking Hawaiian Beach Boys music is just funny. I do like Mean Mark's song here. It was like it was very. I don't know if it's dubbed or if it was, but it was really cool. I liked it.
It was very Aussie-like, and I don't know if it was in this match or if it was.
Nope, it's this match. He makes reference.
They make reference that Ozzy Osbourne was his favorite singer, and Jim Ross like, "Hey, that the guy likes to bite the head off the bats."
I just love that is how in the 80s, or I guess in this case early 90s, how you point out the bad guys was he likes heavy metal music.
Aussie fan.
And he had a pet snake. God damn, this dude's evil. This dude's fucking evil. And I just love that. I'm just like, really? Like, that's the deal. He had the basketball stats. He went to college. And then it was just like, and he likes Ozzy Osbourne and has a pet snake.
Yeah.
This is an evil guy. I'm just like, all right, I guess so. But yeah, I guess
it worked at the time.
It did. I mean, the other thing I thought was kind of interesting, though, was, now the match itself wasn't bad.
Jake didn't like Ozzy.
No doubt. Could you imagine that guy? So fucking sinister. The thing about this match is, you're right, there isn't a whole lot to say because it really is I mean, it's a kind of a long squash match, but for the most part, this is a squash match. Yes, Johnny Ace gets a little offense early on, but then it's all Mean Mark until the end. And this match was really just designed to get Mean Mark over, obviously. Just, you know, get him a high-profile match on a pay-per-view, get eyes on him. That was pretty much the idea of it, so I get that. What I thought was interesting about this match was the commentary itself. Now, once again, I'm a big kayfabe stickler, and Jim Ross, just being one of the greatest, you know, commentators ever, he's throwing out some tidbits. Now, we already mentioned that Johnny Ace was in Japan for a little bit. Well, he mentioned that fucking Mean Mark has recently came back from a tour in Japan, where he has perfected the heart punch. And I'm just like, I'm now picturing Mean Mark in like a dojo, and the guy's like, hit the heart. Ozzy blaring that snake around his neck, and he's just like, hit here, and he's just like, bam, again, bam, better, and that's just literally, it's like Kill Bill when she's doing that thing.
Where are those vignettes?
Exactly. These are so much, you know. So anyways, but he's perfected, and then he even mentions, and once again, if you guys can verify this for us, perfect, that up until this point, using the heart punch, he has been undefeated. And I'm like, alright, that's kind of a cool little tidbit right there. It adds to the mythos a little bit more. Like,
was that glove loaded?
That's another good question. What was in that glove exactly? I mean,
mention that.
Referee did a little touching on it, but maybe he couldn't feel. Maybe it was a little too padded. He's like, that's just a padded glove. That's no big deal. That's regulation. We don't know. But to me, that kind of adds to the mythos of the Undertaker a little bit more, because now when I think back to the Undertaker, the actual Undertaker, it's like, here's a guy who's a world traveler who went, and of course he would define his own style, but kind of like Batman, he has went to different cultures and handpicked, even though he would never use a heart punch ever again, he did kind of pick up little unique things along the way. So in that aspect, I think this match does kind of fit into the mythology just a little bit, you know, a little better.
If you're following along, like, not only are they literally the same person, but kayfabe-wise, Mean Mark and Undertaker are the same person.
Exactly. The exact same person. Like, I was that guy. Whenever a new person would debut in WWF, and I knew they were from somewhere else, and they're just like acting like they weren't, I'm like, no, they were. And I would make it make sense in my head. I'm like, no, he's leaving shit out, clearly, but guess what? Same guy. It's all good. So, yeah, even when Undertaker, I knew he had this Mean Mark thing, I was just like, that makes sense. He hasn't quite developed the super mind strength he needs to, you know, no-sell move. You know, he hasn't developed that yet. He's still training, and this is his training area right here. In the match, you want to take it or you want me to run it?
Heart punch.
Heart punch.
Man. I like the move.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's actually been used again by, you know, before. I don't know. The heart punch isn't in.
Oh, yeah. No.
But
Ox Baker.
I like it. And, forget the heart punch. What about that big Macho Man elbow drop? Off
dude, the exclamation mark. Like, the heart punch was enough. Like, he had it beat.
Yeah.
Johnny Ace is dead. At that point, he's just like, fuck. He was sound like he's paralyzed, you know.
It reminded me, back in the day, playing, like, SmackDown, and, you know, on the PlayStation. You know, I always gave my guy the stunner because, you know, loved it.
That's what you do.
But you don't finish the match with the stunner. Gotta hit the top rope and one more elbow drop. I was
just always,
and that took me right back to those days. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" You don't just end it on your finisher. You exclamation point.
See, I feel like that's what the People's Elbow always was. Like, the Rock Bottom was his real finisher. He was like, "Boom, you ain't getting up." But just because I'm the Rock, guess what, motherfucker? Elbow drop and you're beat. You know, so
because back before you could, way before they actually let you make these like elaborate combo finishers. You know, I always had to create my own, you know, within the match. Like, okay, I can do this move, and then I can hit him with this real quick, and then hit this move. Like, I'd always make this
you had your own combo in mind,
And like, but it was that reminded me something like that because you know I'm like, okay, this is it, and then it's like, well, no, he's going to the top.
And the elbow,
and that was a risky move. What if he had moved?
What if he would move? I mean, let's face it, that heart punch that he perfected in Japan, he wasn't going to move. You get some slight shades of old school there because he doesn't just come off the center. He does kind of walk out. You can tell he's like, oh shit, better drop it now. But still, walks out on the rope a little bit and then drops it, which I thought was really a cool combo.
Was it old school there?
I think right there, we were currently, like, class was in session at that point. So yeah, drops the elbow, 1, 2, 3, Mean Mark is your winner. Should be noted, this would be the last time that WCW would see Johnny Ace. He'd be going back to Japan shortly after this, and
same packing.
That's it. Like, literally, Mean Mark would send motherfuckers out here. Mass skyscraper.
Yeah.
Now this guy. Is that going to be a reoccurring thing? We're going to try to bring up the Master Skyscraper at least once per episode.
I hope not.
So, anyways, 4 stars. What are you going to give it out of 4?
Oh man, this match. I'm sticking with 1.5.
Okay, 1.5. Gotcha.
Maybe even just a 1.
1?
I mean,
no, fair.
We compromised on the last.
Well, I tell you what, we'll just to make it mental math for me easier, because I'm not the smartest guy. Like, class was in session for the old school, but this guy isn't. We'll stick to this solid star. So you go 1 star. I'll give it another 2. In all honesty, I mean, there's nothing offensive about it. I wasn't bored watching it, and I feel like it did its job. It was.
Oh yeah, it wasn't boring.
Yeah.
At all.
So once again, like last week, 1.5. We'll give it. After you average it together, 1.5. Any final thoughts on this match?
No, just interesting. Again, interesting knowing where he's going.
Yeah. It is kind of neat to see the evolution here, and thinking to yourself, like, what's in his mind mentally? Is he kind of like, oh fuck?
Yeah, and one of those things, like I said, like, were they just not using him? Were they not paying him enough? Did Vince just offer him a shitload more money?
Mm-hmm.
And I have there's some stuff about that. We'll get to that in another episode. But easily could have been a huge star for that company.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like
at that time,
but once again, you hear that about a lot of people. Stunning Steve, same way. I mean, just like not utilized properly. And I feel like that's probably the thing is.
I mean, Cactus
he was
Invader.
just going. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was just going to be utilized anyway. I think if he would have stuck it out, it would have just been the same. I mean, even Sid.
WCW, even back then, I noticed when you go through like the main events for that time period, WCW kind of stayed the same way all the way up. Like they would take 2 or 3 top guys, and that was it.
Yeah, no, I mean it really was.
They would
and then
that
even
out,
when
all the
and even when they got out, they'd bring maybe a couple more in, but then those guys would be the one, like, then it'd be like Sting, and it's like, no, now you're the guy. And then when Ric Flair would come back, it's like, all right, now this is our.
You had like Sting and Flair and Luger during that time, and then of course we got NWO. And then.
But you're right though. I mean, it's always been kind of a staple, I guess, in WCW.
Like WWF had a couple of top guys, but man, everybody was just always in the title picture. Even if it was like, there's no way you're going to win. Well, let's put this guy in here.
Exactly.
Let's
give him a shot. Give him a taste of it.
WCW wasn't going to put Stunning Steve against Sting for the championship or anything.
But then again, once again, I think it should be noted too that we didn't watch the Clash of Champions or anything like that. So I mean, who knows? I can tell right now someone's on there like, well, that's not true because Bobby Eaton got it. It's like, all right, calm down, we get it. But we're just saying, like, you ain't seen these motherfuckers headline a Starrcade or a Great American Bash. It's gonna be your typical, the usual suspects, if you will. So, all right, well, that's it. Then I guess we'll come back next week. Join us. What are we doing next week?
Oh man.
As we look at the new Samoan or the Wild Samoans.
Oh, the Great American Bash 1990.
Oh, get patriotic, baby.
And this will be the conclusion of our prequel.
Nice. We're finally getting out the origin story. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
We're getting closer to the darkness.
We're about to pass over. I'm loving it. All right. Well, for Daniel,
Simon,
we're out of here, and guys, we'll catch you next week. Later.